Let's take a closer look at the NIOS Senior Secondary Environmental Science Examination, officially designated as Subject Code 333. To survive this exam, you need to secure a minimum of 33% out of the 80 possible marks on the theory paper, and you have exactly 3 hours to do it. It is easy to look at the syllabus and assume the exam is simply a randomized test of environmental trivia. The reality is much more rigid. The exam is a strictly controlled structural matrix, engineered to test specific parameters in very specific ways. This matrix is built on 3 governing pillars: module weightage, question typologies, and difficulty ratios. We are going to deconstruct the exact architecture of this 80-mark paper so you know precisely how all 39 questions are distributed before you ever sit at the desk. Understanding this unseen architecture allows you to stop guessing what might be on the test and start building a tactical roadmap for your preparation. The first step is breaking down those 80 total marks. The syllabus is divided into 2 main blocks. The first is the core modules block, which accounts for a mandatory 68 marks. The second division is the optional module block, which holds the remaining 12 marks. This optional block forces a mutually exclusive choice. You will answer questions from either Module 8A, Water Resource Management, or Module 8B, Energy and Environment. If we shift our focus back to the 68-mark core section, we can see exactly how the examiners prioritize the material. 2 structural pillars dominate the core syllabus: Module 4, Contemporary Environmental Issues, and Module 5, Environmental Conservation. Module 4 yields 15 marks, and Module 5 yields 14. Together, these 2 sections alone constitute over 35% of the entire exam's value. Compare that heavy yield to foundational sections like Module 1, Environment Through Ages. Module 1 requires a significant amount of reading, but it only contributes 5 marks to your final score. This asymmetry dictates your study schedule. Hours must be allocated proportionally to this weightage map, prioritizing Modules 4 and 5, rather than reading the textbook chronologically from page 1. Now we map those syllabus weights onto the physical layout of the 39 questions on the exam paper. The timeline of the exam begins with the objective section. Questions 1 through 16 are objective type 1. These are standard multiple choice questions. Each of these first 16 questions is valued at exactly 1 mark. Questions 17 through 24 are classified as objective type 2. The structure varies slightly here. Instead of standard MCQs, this group consists of very short answers, fill in the blanks, and true or false formats. These also yield 1 mark each, completing the objective front of the paper. These first 24 questions form a rapid-fire tactical zone. You must secure these early marks quickly to buy time for the heavy subjective sections ahead. The escalation point hits at question 25, where the exam shifts from objective recall to subjective explanation. Questions 25 to 32 are short answer questions, yielding 2 marks each. The critical operational constraint here is brevity. Answers must be kept strictly between 40 to 50 words to avoid bleeding time. The stakes rise again at questions 33 and 34. These are long answer type 1, requiring a precisely measured 80 to 100 word response for 4 marks each. Then we reach the apex of the exam's weightage, questions 35 and 36. These long answer type 2 questions are the heaviest single items on the paper, requiring a 100 to 150 word analytical response to secure their 5-mark payloads. At the very end of the paper, you will find the optional module sections we identified earlier. Questions 37 to 39 are dedicated exclusively to your chosen module, either AA or AB. They revert back to the 2-mark, 40 to 50 word short answer format. While every single one of the 39 questions on the paper is compulsory, specific long answer questions within the core section will offer an internal choice, asking you to answer Part A or Part B. Managing your ink and respecting word limits across this escalating subjective section is the primary variable dictating whether you will survive the 3-hour limit. There is a final hidden layer to the exam's design: the cognitive difficulty algorithm used by the examiners. Regardless of the specific environmental topic being tested, the 80 total marks are pre-partitioned into 3 strict cognitive zones. The first zone contains easy marks, designed to test basic knowledge retention and memorization. This easy zone accounts for exactly 22 marks, or 27% of the paper. The second zone consists of average marks, targeting your foundational understanding of environmental systems. This is the bulk of the paper, engineered to account for exactly 38 marks, or 48. Securing the easy and average zones guarantees a passing grade, but this 25% difficult tier acts as the primary discriminator, specifically engineered to separate standard passes from top-tier scores. When we zoom out from the granular data, we are left with a complete, fully deconstructed exam blueprint. Your objective is to successfully navigate 39 compulsory questions within an unforgiving 180-minute window. Tactically, that means front-loading the 24 fast-paced marks of the objective section to bank early safety. It means anchoring the bulk of your revision time securely in the heavyweight sections, modules 4 and 5. And it means preparing for the culmination of the exam by mastering your 12-mark optional strategic choice. The most effective way to prepare is to stop studying linearly. Allocate your time strictly proportional to this weightage map. In the exam hall, respecting the prescribed word limits for the 2, 4, and 5-mark subjective questions is just as important as knowing the right answer. Understanding the structural logic of the paper is not a shortcut. It is the first necessary step to mastering the science of the environment.